Okay, well, I guess you could say I joined the military when I applied to West Point when I was in high school. I didn't get in the first time. I was waitlisted. I ended up getting a Association of Graduates scholarship and spent a year at Valley Forge Military College. So I guess you could say I was kind of like half in the military because I was wearing a uniform, but I wasn't really in the Army yet. The year after that, I got accepted to West Point, so I officially, I guess, joined the Army when I was 19. Spent 4 years at West Point, majored in Arabic, and graduated in 2008, commissioned as an infantry officer. So went down to Fort Benning, did infantry officer basic course, did Ranger School, and after I graduated Ranger School, went up to Fort Campbell. My first duty assignment was the 101st Airborne Division. Did kind of the standard infantry thing, was a rifle platoon leader, was a PL for about 11 months, I think. Then we deployed to Afghanistan. So I was in Kunar province, Afghanistan, at Cop Penich for about 5 months as a rifle PL. So I did about 17 months as a platoon leader. And then transitioned up to HHC. I was the HHC XO for the remainder of that deployment, about another 6 or 7 months or so. I was up at Thorpe Joyce and came back in May of 2011. Spent a few months back there at Fort Campbell. Then I went to SFAS, Special Forces Assessment and Selection, in November of 2011. Got selected for that. Following that, went down to the Captain's Career Course. Graduated, it used to be called Maneuver Captain's Career Course. I don't know if it's called that anymore. Graduated that in, I think, August or September of 2012. Then started the Q course shortly after that. Graduated the Q course in June of 2014 as a Green Beret. Was assigned back to 5th Special Forces Group. Spent a few months in the 3 shop. I got there right away. I was supposed to actually go to a Halo team right off the bat. We were pregnant with my second daughter. My wife was pregnant with my second daughter at the time. She was having some labor issues, and I just wasn't ready to deploy yet. I think I pissed a lot of people off by not wanting to jump on a plane right away, but ultimately it was the best thing for my family. Did 6 months in the 3 shop. During that time, I went to dive school, came back. I graduated dive school, came back and took over a dive team. Was a dive team leader for just about 2 years, did 2 trips to Jordan. And then that was all part of 5th Special Forces Group. I don't know if I said that. Then I came back from my second deployment. Kind of looked at my career timeline. My wife was pregnant with our third at the time and had taken the GMAT and done well on it. So at that point I decided that, it was time for me to get out, to spend more time with my family. Got out in my last day in the Army. Active was August 1st of 2017, I believe. And I went to school at Vanderbilt in their graduate school MBA program that same day. About to graduate here in a few weeks. And then once I graduate, I'll be taking a job as an investment analyst with a small shop here in Nashville. So that's kind of broad strokes. No, I thought about it actually quite a bit. It's hard to just kind of cold turkey quit the Army. But as I was leaving the Army, my last DLPT, our language test, I got like a 2.2 in Arabic, which is a pretty good score. And I was concerned that if I went guard, or that something would pop up and they need an Arabic speaker, or they need a captain who was SF to go be a battle captain somewhere, and they'd be angry out of school because they needed me, and that would have been part of the agreement. So I figured it was just best just to kind of part ways at the time, and I had my fun, and I feel like I did my part, so I could walk away without feeling guilty about not sticking around for the pension or anything else. I'm Captain Hayes, who have been in the Army for 8.5 years, but I'm the same rank as somebody who had stayed in the infantry and was a company commander. So on paper, we look relatively the same, but obviously, my experience, I felt, should have opened up more opportunities for me. And I guess I was a little not disappointed, but surprised that some of the opportunities that I thought would be available to me because of my special forces background weren't necessarily there right away. Of course, if you want to stay in like the defense industry or in contracting or, some sort of TS, top secret SCI role, then that's there. But if you want to get out of that, it's not like people are necessarily tripping over themselves to hire a Green Beret or a captain who's used to making X amount of dollars, which is different than, a regular captain from the infantry who's not getting jump pay, dive pay, all the incentives that SF guys get. So there's kind of a rude awakening there that you kind of need to be prepared for. So in terms of services, again, because the special operations community is such a kind of niche within the overall Army, it's very hard to find organizations that cater to us and kind of understand our backgrounds and will help us market our skills outside of those traditional contracting defense contractor jobs. So I guess if you're asking for my advice, then I would say for everyone to cast a wide net and to listen to a lot of stuff, but SF guys are going to have to kind of figure it out themselves if they want to get out. For me, doing the MBA program kind of gave me 2 years to understand kind of the business world that you don't have any exposure to in the Army, at least I didn't. And it helped me kind of refine and understand what I wanted to do and what I wanted my next career to be. And so that's kind of how I ended up where I'm at today.